always, we got Craig Smith and Mike Taylor. Say what's up, guys.
What up?
That's my new intro. The Underdogs.
It's like the ghost chant. I like that. All right, we're gonna pass it off to Craig. We got a very, very special guest this week. Craig, let us know who it is.
Yes, we do got a special guest. It's the Iceman himself, George Gervin, a 12-time consecutive All-Star, 4-time scoring title holder, Hall of Fame class in 1996, the only other player in the NBA to have over 25 points a game and shoot over 50% from the field other than LeBron James. Also, he held the record for most blocks by Dwayne Wade. Which Dwayne Wade passed. So that means it was a record for a long time. And not only that, he is the only other players with more scoring titles are Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. George Gervin, welcome to the show. What's up, Iceman?
Hey, I'm doing good, y'all. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, good, man. Good to see you, brothers, man. Good to see y'all reaching out and, want to, hear about some history. And hopefully I can give you some of that and some of this wisdom I carry with me. So, good to see you guys.
Absolutely. I think it's just perfect just to kind of start off Black History Month like this. This is iconic, man. This is really iconic. And we're really, really thankful to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely starting the month off right. You know what I'm saying? The Black History paying homage to the great, Iceman, who, paved the ways for a lot of the greats that the kids don't even know that he's your favorites player. You know what I'm saying? So just getting into the come up, you know what I'm saying? How did you make it through high school, college at Eastern Michigan? High school in Detroit, just how did you pick your college, the draft process, just take us through, that upcoming, that process that you had to take, starting from high school.
Well, from high school, I started off, I was short and I was about 5'9" as a freshman. And, so I was on my way, I was growing and then became sophomore, I jumped up to 6'6", and then I started playing, and then from there I got pretty good, and then I went on to college. I went to Long Beach State first to play for Jerry Tarkanian, and didn't like being out in Craig's part of the world, California, and being from Detroit. Came on back and played at Eastern Michigan. At Eastern Michigan, I stayed there for, a couple of years. And, that's when I started really feeling that I could play, at that next level. I averaged 30-something, 15 rebounds in college. So, I was, confident that, I could play at that next level. So, from there, I left school early and went and played in the CBA. In the CBA, I averaged 38. And Johnny Red Kerr, who was, scouting for Chicago, and the Virginia Squires saw me, and he called the owner of the Virginia Squires, who was Earl Foreman, and said that you need to take a look at this kid. And they flew me in. Midway through the season, and the owner told me to, shoot around, and I shot around, and, obviously I could shoot. So I made probably 25 out of 33s, and he signed me on the spot. So, it's interesting to me, man, that I'm probably one of the only guys, man, in NBA or ABA, professional basketball, man, that had to shoot for his contract. So that's how I got the shot, man, to become a pro athlete in the short version, and that's how, then y'all know we merged in 76 and, to the NBA, and hey, man, and I started doing work.
So speaking on that ABA experience, a lot of people now don't really know what the ABA is or know really, what it entailed. especially the younger generation, like my generation, most people don't have a clue what the ABA is. Do you mind going into detail a little bit about, how the ABA was different from the NBA, what that level of competition was like?
Well, back in 73, 72, 73 is when I signed my ABA contract. So none of y'all here. So you got to do research to really understand where that American Basketball League was. Man, but it was a fun league. We had a lot of 19, 20-year-olds. At that time, I think, and I know it was Dr. J's league. Everybody knew who Doc was. But it was more than Doc there. George McGinnis. Had Mel Daniels, Roger Brown. Freddie Lewis. These are names that you have to go and do your own research to really find out how great these players was. Artist Gilmore, man. My team played with me, James Silas, man. Larry Keenan, John Williamson. Again, these names, if you go research, man, you'll see statistically, man, how great these guys was, So when you start thinking about these guys playing today, you listen to what I said statistically. Statistically mean, these guys could play because they was consistent, rebounding, scoring. Everybody talk about Steph shooting the three. It's a kid named Louis Dampier from the ABA. Look up his statistics and see his 3-point accuracy. It'll blow your mind, man. So, the ABA, man, is to me what make the NBA today. We are the foundation of the NBA's league and how it's playing basketball today, man. So again, man, I would respectfully ask young people, if you really love basketball, do some research.
Okay. And then, I believe it was your second year with the Virginia Squires. They were going through some financial issues, and they essentially sold you, whatever verbiage you want to use there, to the Spurs for $228,000 at the time, which we did the math, that's equivalent to just under 1.3 million today. What was that experience like for you? Were you looking forward to going to the Spurs? Were you kind of sad you were leaving your team?
Well, I guess we can put it, since we're talking about Black History Month, and you said sold, can we, get people to really take a bite out of that? I was sold, but I really was. You think about it, they bought my contract, San Antonio. No, I didn't want to leave, because I didn't know anything about San Antonio. I wasn't married at the time. I was 20 years old, and I was living in Norfolk, Virginia, Norfolk State, so Hampton Institute, Richmond Coliseum. I'm from Detroit, predominantly Black city, and I'm around all Black colleges. So why would I want to leave? If you think about it. And then I'm going to Texas, where I didn't know nothing about nothing, but the only thing I knew from history was Alamo, so I didn't want to go. But that was the path, for me to, carry on my career, so I got to San Antonio, and wow, I fell in love with it. Been here ever since, been here 45 years. So yeah, I'm glad that move was made. How sometimes you can't see, something because you're looking somewhere else. But wow, man, I didn't want to go, but I had to, because that's where I was going to go make my money. And man, I am so glad that I made that change. It just really, man, put me in a situation, man, where I really could grow. So I'm thankful to still be, a part of the Spurs history, and still work for them.
I got a quick question to throw in real quick. Would you say the ABA, I know it was kind of like, you know, the NBA kind of took some things and expanded some things because they had the capital, but would you say the ABA is kind of like similar to what they're trying to do with the G League nowadays?
No, and I tell you what to me, what the G League is, it reminds me more in a baseball aspect of it.
Okay.
How baseball
League.
had the
Yeah.
farm league. That's what kind of like what the G League is, and then it kind of helps, for the control aspect where you can know where all the talent's coming from. So the ABA was a league. I mean, it had some guys, man, that could flat out play. So for the NBA to merge with them, which they'll never, merge with the G League, but G League like a filter, where somebody go down, somebody can come up, and then they go back, which I think is a brilliant move. I'm glad they did it because it still create more opportunities for young guys that, is one step from the league. It can kind of keep you from going to Europe. I can keep an eye on you here if we, create a farm league, like they did. So the ABA was all totally different. The ABA was a league, and, the NBA did exactly what they should have done. They merged it and it created another avenue for them to grow, because if you think about it, in '76, when we merged, we brought in all these ABA guys, and in '77, if you look at the all-star team, you'll see majority ABA guys, so that's how good we were, we was coming into, the league. Plus, we had something to prove. We played against them guys, man. Y'all know, we played against them guys was in the league. We already know what we were going against, and they knew what they was going to get ready to go against. You a perfect example, Mike. I mean, these guys know you. You just didn't get that shot. But okay.
Yeah, I wish the G League was what it is today for me when I was back, you know what I'm saying, when I was coming up in it.
Yes. But that's the question, to answer your question, no, it wasn't like the G League. G League, like you say, farm league, like baseball. We bringing you up. Somebody get hurt, we bringing you up. Yep. The ABA wasn't like that. So that was the separation.
So in the ABA NBA merger, what was that process like for you personally? Like, what were some of the changes that you had to get adjusted to when you got into San Antonio, being that you were already in a comfortable situation in Virginia?
Well, I had to, I was playing behind Doc in Virginia, so I was playing behind James Silas in San Antonio. James was thoroughbred. So I played my role. Like I said, first thing I said, and I always said the game is designed to play one way, and not as a team. So I waited my turn, and then unfortunately he got hurt. Unfortunate for him, but fortunate for me. Then I got my shot. Once you get your shot, it's like, oh, okay. So then I became the man. So I started, I was averaging 21, 23 for 3-4 years in a row until I got my shot. I think that's important to understand too with young guys. You got to play a certain role till your turn comes.
Yeah.
If it comes,
gotta be ready.
You gotta be ready. So, but when it comes, it's like, for real? Okay. I ain't getting it up. And that was my attitude. Then the next couple of years, I started averaging 30. And it's funny to me because we had another kid on my team. I don't know if y'all remember his name, Ron Brewer, played with Arkansas. He played. And I got hurt one time and stuff, and so I sat down for about 2 or 3 games. That brother started getting 30 every game. I was there like, oh dang. So when I came back off injury reserve,
50, yeah.
I got 50. I was just, in my own way, I was just saying, oh, I know he can play.
Yeah.
But it ain't his turn yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that's the beauty of, having your turn. You patient, you wait, and if that time comes, see, cause ain't nothing like having the green light.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody don't get the green light.
And being trusted with that green light.
And being, hey, that's one thing my coaches always say about me, man. I ain't really have to take no bad shots if I can shoot anytime I want to.
I mean, that's definitely a gem that you was just talking about for this younger generation. You know what I'm saying? They in a instant gratification stage to where they want to see and get that light just right out the gate without proving themselves. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that, our listeners, our viewers need to, take a note to it. Everybody got their time. Everybody got their process. And when it's your turn, when it's your time, you got to make sure that you're ready to keep it.
Your time shine. That's right.
For sure.
So, hey, and then, in making it to the next level, when you get in, I mean, they kind of bring you in for a role anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And, a guy can be better than somebody else, but that other guy played the role better.
Exactly.
That's
a bar right there. That's a bar right there in itself.
Yes, sir. You got to play your role, man. And then, turn come, man, boom. Take advantage of it, So, like you say, Mike, that's a lesson, man, that the youngsters, man, because, they do, man, they want it now. And, give yourself a chance, man, let the roots grow, and get in there and stay. And then, take advantage of the opportunity, man, because, all of us know it ain't many of us get a real shot.
For sure.
At that league, man. So
around 79, 80, the 3-point line had came in. How did that change your game, or just like change your mentality? Did you had to, move around the game just a little bit different because it was extended to that, to that 3-point line? Like, how did that, addition of the 3-point line, how did that change your game, change your mentality?
Not at all. It didn't change mine at all, because we played in the ABA with it. I was a scorer, and a shooter, and I was accurate. If I shot 51% for career, that 3-point line didn't matter to me. It was a last second shot. It was a situation shot. I never looked at it any different. It's a bad percentage shot.
Yeah.
The greats shoot 40. So I like getting 3 points a different way. And one,
the old fashioned,
yeah. And one, to me, that's a real 3-point play. But it's designed for entertainment. I never got caught up in that aspect of it, because I knew it was the bad shot. I could make them. I could bank from 3. I knew I could do it, but
the bank open from the 3.
But that wasn't me.
Right.
I want to take you to the hole and lay it up on you, or pull up and shoot that little roll, or I want to pull up and shoot that in between. I was a effective. I like being effective. I mean, so the three. I mean, you can look at guys today, man, in the league, man. They shoot them threes, man. Some of them I've been saying, wow. And some guys can shoot them real deep. Lillard, KD, Curry. They can all shoot them deep, but then some of them you be saying, man, he out of his mind. Believe me this, Mike and Craig, that 4-point play we got is next for them.
But so it gotta be.
Mhm.
It gotta be.
Mhm. I agree.
It gotta be.
I agree.
That's game changer.
Hey, there you go. And it's exciting.
It's entertainment, right? That's what the game is really starting to be about. That
Absolutely.
entertainment.
That's
factor.
all it's all about. It ain't
Mhm.
got nothing to do with ball no more. Because you got 5, 6 teams that's
Mhm.
gonna always be there.
For sure.
And so I say the Globetrotters and the Washington Generals.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's only 5 or 6 teams that's gonna always be in the end.
Mhm.
So it's entertainment. And I ain't mad at it. I mean, I had a chance to play at it at the time where it was hooping. We were hooping. Y'all know we were hooping. God hold me.
Yeah.
Put your hand on me. You stop my forward progress. Put your arms on me. You can't touch me today. Man, come on, man. You can't touch me. For real? I mean, come on, man. So they had to change the game like that, man, in order to, keep it more entertaining for people can score.
Yeah.
My 30 was different than somebody else 30 in these days.
Yeah.
And what does that 30 equivalent to in today's game?
Oh wow, man.
What would you give it? It got to
people
be
think
more
I'm
than 50.
Yeah. Oh man, people think I'm bragging, man. So I'll leave it alone.
Back in that time where like the 3-point line just got added, would you ever have believed it would become as popular as it is now?
Yeah, I did. Because it's a situation shot. You down 2 and somebody hit a 3. Come on, man. It's a big 3 to win it. Fans gonna go nuts. And and that's why I contributed to 4-point. With Q took off. I mean, even in our big 3. You think about it, man. Mike hit a 4, and they up 3.
Mhm.
The whole arena go nuts.
Go crazy.
I mean, so it's entertainment.
Yeah, that's the evolution.
I mean,
I can definitely see it. You kind of see them putting it into the 3-point contest. You know what I'm saying? Like they slowly sneaking it in there to try to get the fan engagement to kind of, you know what I'm saying, see where they can scale it at. So I can definitely see the league pushing that joint to a 30-foot, 28-foot shot to where it's worth 4 points.
I mean, think about it. Like I said, some guys shooting it anyway.
Yeah, they shooting it.
But it just ain't getting it. It's getting 3.
Yeah.
Why not? Common sense. I mean, if you're talking about entertainment, how are we going to keep entertaining these people?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's do it with a 4. They mad at you today.
For sure. He got rights to that. They gonna have to pay him to get up out of that.
It was brilliant, man. I mean,
Genius.
I mean, it's brilliant, man, to come up with, that kind of aspect of the game. It's the evolution of basketball, man. And I'm proud of my NBA career, man. I'm proud of the league, man. I'm proud to, be just a big part of that foundation. I mean, I never cared about the money. I mean, I cared about how much I made, but I ain't care about nobody else's money. I'm just glad that the game has grown. The guys can get paid.
Woo.
People always say, man, ain't you mad that you ain't played in this era? Or why would I be that way? People got to get this age. You could, what I'm saying? Yeah. So I ain't caught up in money at all. I love that game. Like y'all. I see how you play. I know you got a passion, and I tell guys, man, this is what separates guys. I tell Craig, you two ways. You say, man, I love the game. I say, okay. I said, but I was in love with the game. There's a big difference. Because when you're in love, I don't let nothing come in between it. When you're in love, you be saying, where we going tonight? How you doing? But when you're in love with it, ain't nothing coming in between me and what I need to do to get better. Nothing.
That's a bar too.
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's a bar.
You know what I'm saying? When you in love with something, come on, we all in love with something. I don't care what it is. We in love with it or we just love it. I was in love with basketball. And it shows.
For sure.
These guys today, man, a lot of them, man, they love it. They love what it do for them. I was in love with it. I love what I did for it.
Yeah, that's
Big.
it right there.
So Iceman, let's talk about like how you used to get ready for the games. Like, did you have rituals or anything you did like before the game to prep yourself to get ready?
Okay, yep. I always took a nap before the game. So I always after lunch, after shoot around, I sleep for 2 or 3 hours. Then I go shoot around, and then I'll stretch. I always stretch before the game, 30, 40 minutes. I had the trainer stretching every game. I ain't nothing perfect, but that was my regimen.
Yeah.
And that was my routine. I didn't have no what they call them things, man, where you just don't do something before a game. That was my routine.
Yeah.
Before the game. And I got into it. Kind of like meditated on what I was getting ready to do.
Yeah.
And then the guys that I was gonna play against. You have certain guys that can hold you. Certain guys, man, I had to like Dennis Johnson. I used to tell Dennis all the time, man, he one of the best defensive guys that defended me, size-wise. But I used to get a hard 30 on him, and, a guy like T.R. Dunn, you get a hard 30 on him. He ain't going to stop me, but you'll make it harder. So I used to think about that, when I was playing, who I was playing against, Jamal Wilt, Michael Cooper, still gonna get 30. It's gonna be a little harder, so that's that meditation.
Yeah, manifesting.
I meditated 4 games, man, stretching, I had a routine again because I was in love with the game.
Okay.
I ain't just love it, man. I was in love. Kind of like my wife. I'm in love with her. Do anything for her. Same concept. Yeah. My God. I'm in love with my God. Do anything to learn. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what separates us, from these guys playing today. I ain't saying ain't nobody in love with it. But we as ball players, we can see who in love with it and who didn't love it. We can pick them up. Oh. Me and you and Mike T can say, "Oh, I don't love the game, man." He just, it's like hitting the lottery. He just walked in 7-Eleven and played the number and he got it.
Who's a player today that you would say for sure is in love with the game?
Kyrie Irving.
Ooh.
In love. You know what I'm saying? Steph Curry in love. Kevin Durant in love. Draymond Green in love. Just a few. LeBron James in love. You know, I mean, so they in love with the game. There's some more, but them the ones come off the top of my head.
Okay. And then you completely changed the course of NBA history. You changed the game of basketball as its own when you brought the finger roll to the game. So we kind of wanted to know, how did that, come about? Like, how did you incorporate that into your game? What made you think of that? Because you were kind of the first to do that.
Well, okay. And see, then that's you'll get my version because that's your version. I Wilt Chamberlain had his own version. Look at it. Connie Hawkins had his own version, and Doc. I'm a student of the game, so I watched the game, and I fell in love with that. At one point in my career, you couldn't dunk. In high school we couldn't dunk in the 70s. Yeah, 70s. We couldn't dunk, because who changed that rule? Was it Wilt or was it Kareem? They changed the rule because they were dunking on folks and stuff. So I watched them guys, man, and I kind of imitated them. In 1997, when we became the 50 greatest, I was at the table talking to Wilt, Connie, Doc. I think George Mikan was there. And Wilt say, Iceman, you stole my finger roll. And Connie Hawkins say, no, man, he took it from me. And then Doc say, well, yeah, man, he played with me, man. So I say, man, look, fellas, I took a piece from each one of you guys and I made it famous. That's how the finger roll became a part of my game. I ain't have to reinvent the wheel. It reminds me of this. If you 7 foot and ain't got a hook shot, you out your mind. It's like, wait a minute, you ain't got to try nothing else. You can't do that with both hands, and you 7 foot, you ain't in love with the game. We ain't seen nobody up throw a hook like him. You probably won't see nobody finger roll like me. That's a different game, but a hook shot, I threw them. I threw left and right, man. Game situation. Can't stop it. So when you're in love with the game, you study it. You watch the ones that you like. You watch the ones that do things like you do. And you add them to your game. Guys don't do that today, man. They don't. And put your own flair. Guys don't do that today. Guys, ain't nothing wrong with, trying to do something, but why? Why I'm gonna fix something ain't broke? You want to know why I shot 51%. I had a lot of guys, man, that I admired and looked at, man, and added it to my game. That's why I ain't shoot the 3 that much. I pull up on you, shoot a 2. Well, I lay it up on you. Or I make you go and say, man, I almost got that. I say, a whole lot of them almost. That's fun to me. That's artistic. You know what I'm saying? Think about it, Mike.
Oh, for sure. That's tough.
You artistic.
That's real skill.
That's skill.
Being able to take something and then recreate it and put your flair on it and, you know what I'm saying, be effective with it. You know what I'm saying? That's an undervalue. Like you were saying. Just that creativity. That's a form of art. That's a form of expression. You know what I'm saying? That's an undervalued part of the game.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Craig. I think it's on you.
So, Ice, let's talk about your playing experience in Chicago with Jordan. How was that?
For me, it was fun. Because, I got a chance to see, that young man early, and, I was on my way out. I was 36. I had my turn, and to be able to be around him and, just to kind of see another brother in love with the game. That brother there, man, man, that brother practiced so hard in practice, man. It kind of scared me, you know what I mean, to see a drive in a young man like it was in him. We talk about winning and losing, and it all depends how you look at what winning and losing is. He ain't never like lose. He not like losing nothing. So that was a drive that he had. So for me to be able to be around him at that age, I knew where I was coming. On my way out. But I had my turn. Like I know it hurts to get in shape, and it hurts. I mean, it's a lot of pain coming. Getting in shape. And then that year, man, he got hurt, so he had to watch me for 35 games. But I was older. I mean, but I still had flashes. I always told him, I say, well, you kind of with the old Iceman. I say, but the Iceman of old show up sometime. And I did. I showed up sometime. I mean, with the Dallas and stuff, man, I'll never forget it. And we're playing Dallas, man. I got 35 at half. And he was sitting there watching me. He always joked me about it either day. He say, he didn't say nothing to me. He clapped me, he was supportive. But at the end, I only had 45. And he started laughing at me. He said, what happened, old man? I mean, I'll say, hey, I was just kind of showing you how it used to be. Hey, me and him still talk about that today. I mean, he'll see me and he'll laugh at me. He'll tell that story. I mean, he was killing them, and then all of a sudden he only got 45. I say, hey, man, I had my turn. I quit at 36. I could have still played. I wasn't in love with it no more. So I couldn't give what I gave when I was in love with it. So what I'm going to do? Fool myself? So it was a pleasure to play with him. Did I see him becoming the player that he was, potential-wise? Yeah. Did I think he was going to be as great as he was? How could I? Only time tells. You can get hurt. I mean, you can get lost. He stayed true to the game, man, because he was in love with it. And he became the greatest man, in his era. I mean, we can all say he's the greatest of all time, and then you got to use what criteria. I don't compare guys, man. Because I started with Doc and I finished with Mike. People always say, well, who was the best? I could cut it short and say I was. Then they'll stop talking. Because in this day, I tell them, man, none of them could score like me. I don't care. You won. Yeah, you won championship because I know they kind of, your criteria of being great is championship. Ain't neither one of them beat me one-on-one. I put money on that today. Ooh. Beat me no one-on-one, buddy. I mean, they may have a different opinion, but that's all it is because I got facts. Beat me one-on-one, man. That was my game. To me, they ain't have enough tools. Doc was a scorer. Mike was a scorer most of his career, and then he became a scorer and a shooter. I was both. I ain't bragging. I'm just facting.
I'm just facting. Fact check.
100.
Just facting. Okay, so I'm still gonna give you this question, but it's kind of been a topic of the whole show that we've been talking about. It's that in love factor. What made you keep on playing overseas, like after the NBA career, and what was that like? You was in Spain?
No, I started in Rome.
Okay, you started in Rome, Italy.
I started in Rome, Italy, and played for Banco de Roma. I was on my way out, like I said, and it was opportunity, for me to, kind of come down. We on that big old high,
High horse. Yeah.
and some of us crash, and some of us come on down. It helped me come on down, and so I played there a year. Beautiful. My family went over there. They went to international school, and they got a chance to see another culture. And then I played in Spain, Banca with Manresa, and played there for a year, and it was great, man. I mean, it was a good way for me to say I'm done, and still get paid, and then again live that, a different culture. It helps my kids, sooner or later, because, man, that game take us away from what we really love, man, and that's that family.
For sure.
And you're going to have to, I don't care, and I say that to say that I was proud of Brady, you can't do this forever. You had your turn, sit down. Let somebody else have a turn. What about my wife? What about my baby? Yeah. When they turn coming, for somebody to be able to see that, man, I'd be proud of them, as a father and as a husband, because we don't be with them a lot during our careers.
Sure.
They looked over. So to see him do that, and and like when Mike was asking me playing in Europe, man, it was a good way for all us to be together and come down together. So it was a blessing for me, man, to play overseas. Man, career was over. I remember one day I was averaging 25 in Italy, and the owner came to me and say, "Where's the Iceman? Where is the Iceman?" I was saying, "Man, you 20 years too late." I was done. I had my turn. It's one way to walk away, and there's another way to get thrown out. I like to walk away. You can't beat the walk away in anything in life. You can't beat the walk away, man.
I wish a lot of other players had that, mentality of passing the game along. You just at some point, you just in a way. It's a young dude that can come in and get that experience and get that exposure and everything like that. So
yeah, man, get out of their way, man. Come on, man. Yeah, and I know it's tough, man. It's tough not to hear the roar of the crowd no more. Who don't like to be praised? You get caught up in that, man. All praises go to Jehovah, to me. So when you get caught up in that part of your world, man, you get lost, man. You lose yourself, man. So, it was a pleasure, man, for me to be able to walk away from the game like that, man. But, again, like I said, I wasn't in love with it no more. It's a lot of stress, man.
Yeah.
Y'all know it. Y'all done played it.
Definitely.
There's a lot of stress go with this game, man. You can ruin yourself. So.
Not only yourself, but those around you, like you were saying, that family component. Like you kind of, being, coming with that game, it's, that ego be up there high, that pride be up there high.
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So if you ain't got a good gauge of yourself, not only do you lose yourself in it, you kind of lose that love for your family and love for your, the people coming up under you. So
yeah, man,
that's definitely an undervalued lesson in that.
Man, one of my favorite words, I always tell people, man, everybody needs a somebody. Everybody needs a somebody, man. You know what? You ain't come here by yourself. Mom and dad, man. Mom and dad did that, you popped out.
Straight
You
up.
know, everybody needs a somebody, man. So once you lose that concept, you lost. You know, I mean, you totally lost, man. So I love life, man. I love people. You know, I love the opportunity, man, that, you know, my creator gave me, man, to have that ability to play that game. You know, and I'm thankful, man, because I know so many guys, man, wanted to do the same thing, man, and just didn't get that opportunity, man. You know, so, you know, that's what I would say to young guys, man, you know, man, enjoy this, man, you know, be in love with it, man, because everybody don't get to do it. You know, I mean, make a way for somebody else, man. Stop just thinking about you. You know, think about that next one, man. Think about your little brother, man, your little nephew, man, your little sister, man, and be a good example for them. You know, man, because, man, the world chew you up and spit you out.
Real quick.
You know, and then laugh at you as they spit you out.
So speaking of praise, you've gotten a lot of praise over your time, and you will for the rest of your life and past that. You know, in 1996, you got that ultimate nod when you got inducted into the Hall of Fame. We'd love to kind of hear a little bit more about, you know, what that experience was like for you. And, you know, I actually watched your induction speech last night, and, you know, you always kind of brought it back to your family and the people that supported you, you know, throughout your career. It wasn't really about basketball at that point to you. It was about the people that, you know, helped you along your journey. So we'd love to hear a little bit more about that.
You know, I always told my guys, man, you know, because a lot of my high school guys and buddies was there in the audience. And I was really speaking to them, man, you know, and letting them know, man, you know, this is y'all too. You know, I ain't get this by myself. You know, I mean, you guys, man, beat me down and got me better, you know, and motivated me and loved me. And, you know, and look what we got, you know, and that's what I wanted them to know. You know, I mean, you know, the Hall of Fame, man, it's you know, it tells you, man, that you took it to another level, man, for them to put you, you know, in that position, man, to be called, you know, a Hall of Fame. You know, so I appreciated it. You know, I ain't play this game to be a Hall of Famer. You know, I keep going back to what our topic is, man. I played it because I was in love with it. I gave it my best, man, and I was successful because of my approach to the game, you know, and they put me in the hall for it. Thankful, you know. I'm just very honored, man, to become, you know, a Hall of Fame basketball player.
Original 50 greats. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a step that's gonna outlive yourself, you know. For those who don't know the story, I want to get into, you know, how did that nickname, the Iceman, come from? Like, me personally knowing you, you know what I'm saying, been rocking with you for like 3 years in the BIG3. Like, man, it's just a picture perfect name. Like you got one of the, like, if it doesn't match your persona, your aura, the Iceman, like you just a smooth dude. So can you kind of like tell us, like, how did that name come about?
Well, you know, it came. Fatty Taylor is the guy. He was my point guard in Virginia Squires, man. He the one started calling me Iceman. And again, my background, I'm from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, from Detroit, I mean, what? I grew up in the inner city.
Cold
You
in
know,
the
so
D.
yeah, cold. I mean, so, you know, I'm a Gator guy. You know, I dress. You know, I wore Borsellini. You know, I mean, I just had that style of the city.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I carried it with me when I went to Virginia. You know, I had an Eldorado. I mean, I'm an inner city guy. Yeah, you know, so you know, we are a part of our environment.
Environment, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, I grew up around pimps and the girls, you know, the wayward girls.
The corner hustlers, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
that's a Midwest thing, you know what I'm saying? They don't,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I grew up around that, man. I mean, you know, and I saw it, and I was in their cars with them. I saw their lifestyle, and I didn't have a dad in my life at that time, you know, so you kind of gravitate to that type of image.
Yeah, to the streets. That's what we had. That's what we had. That was, know what I'm saying, right there in our vision to look up to, like the flashy cars, the girls
Yeah.
coming up to those cars. Like that's part of my upbringing too. So you know what I'm saying, I kind of get, you know what I'm saying, turned up when I hear you speaking about that, because that's just
Yeah,
something
man.
that's a part of
That's how we
our,
came up.
for sure.
I mean, and you know, but them guys loved me and they saw I had a future, you know. So no matter what they were doing, I mean, that's their choice, and you know, I ain't a judge. They was always good to me. You know, wouldn't let me get caught up in that lifestyle. You know, so when I went to the pros, you know, I'm in Virginia. You know, come on, man, I'm in Norfolk, Virginia,
Country.
and I got nothing but city. You know what I'm saying, bro? And then I was always a jazz man.
Okay.
You know, so you know, I've always been a Miles and Coltrane and Thelonious, you know, kind of guy and stuff. And so they always said, man, a man listen to music with no words. And, you know, well, I was my style, you know. So Fatty started saying, you know, that's how he started calling me Ice. You know, he was saying, man, so he used to call me Iceberg Slim. You know, and I kept saying, you know, hey man, you know, I know who Icebergs, but that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing feelings about me. You know, so you know, Fatty, you know, he understood what I was saying, and he just say, well, Iceman. That's how I got my nickname. I don't tell everybody this, you know, because everybody won't understand it. You know, I bring it to light to you brothers, man, because I know you'll understand it. You know, so that's how I got mine. But I think what really make me who I am is what I feel about other people. I treat people like I want to be treated. You know, so in that sense, you know, I don't have very much problem with people. And then my upbringing, which a lot of guys come up in inner cities, understand. You know, I never get Ice Cube to say, man, you remind me of my uncle.
Oh.
You know, I mean, it's like, hey, I had uncles was like that. I had one uncle I never had a chance to tell, man. He used to always tell me, you know, he was an athlete. You know, he was a Buffalo Soldier, you know, played baseball always, you know, very athletic. He's always saying, you know, come here, man. He took me to the garage, man. He was saying, man, tell me this, man. How many pro basketball players, man, use their left hand if they right hand? And we started sitting around thinking, wasn't many. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's somebody again. Everybody needed somebody, you know. I started using it. It became natural. You know, I mean, go to the hole, I lay it up to the left as well as I lay it up to the right. So to me, man, that helped mold me as a person. You know, I don't think I'm cool. I just think I'm me.
I'm me, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Now, how you perceive me, that's up to you. But you got to know what cool is and know if I'm cool or not. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else might think I'm corny, but I be saying, like, I know you corny. You think I'm corny. Hey, man, because, you know, I feel good about me, man. I feel good where I am in my life today. You know, I love, like I said, I'm a relationship guy. I love people, man. You know, some people, money make the world go round. People make the world go round for me. You know, that's why I appreciate about you brothers, man. And, you know, that's why, you know, I enjoy coaching in the Big Three. You know, I enjoy coaching and being around you and Craig and then my son. You know, I like that setting. You know, it's fun for me, man. And, you know, and I appreciate what y'all do for, you know, us as a team, man. We definitely gonna win one sooner or later.
I'm itching for it too. I had my bag packed for the Bahamas, boy. First, as soon as I seen that for the playoffs was in, I had swimming trunks ready. I'm be on the beach. I don't know what everybody else is gonna be doing.
Yeah.
I was trying to have the drinks with the umbrella straw in them.
That's good, man.
So what's the best basketball era in your opinion? And second part to the question, would you pick a different era to play in if you had the opportunity to as well?
I like 70s, 80s because that's where I played. I mean, I think that's where the game was really just, played, and guys competed, what I mean? And we can go to dinner afterwards and appreciate each other playing hard. That's what I say about the 70s and 80s, man. I mean, and I wouldn't want to play in another era. I really appreciate my time in the league, and playing against the guys I played against, man. Man, when you're satisfied, you don't worry about nothing now. I mean, how they say about, guys, great as this, great as that, great as this, he's the greatest scorer of all time and all that. I'd be saying that, that's opinion. Because if you do analytics, that guy you talking about ain't nowhere next to that guy that you ain't talking about. You know what I'm saying? See, so the league now is more of an opinion. A whole lot of a-holes got opinion. But when you break it down and you really study it and you do, like you say, the analytic part, man, the cream rises to the top, and stuff, man. So I'm good, man, where I am in this game, man. And I ain't never won a championship. It ain't like I ain't tried.
Right.
Yeah, I just didn't get there. So do I feel like my career fell short? Hell no. By no means.
You had 50 on the motherfuckers who was winning the championship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so that's what they sell today. Yeah. You only had a great career if you had a championship. But that's misleading. And it don't affect me. It make me want to say something sometimes. But it's best to keep your mouth shut. I mean, in this day and time, man, they could take that narrative, man, and make you look bad. So I'm good with the time I played in this league, Craig, and that era that I played in, man. This is the best thing, for me, because I played in it. I didn't play in these other eras, and and I don't criticize the next man. One thing we all got, man, the ability to make choices, and we got a conscience, to be that judge. So I'm good where I'm at.
Kind of speaking on that a little bit, and we kind of touched on it earlier with Mike talking about how the younger generation is all about kind of flashiness and highlights nowadays versus, the grind to, actually work on improving and becoming a better player. Do you sometimes feel that you are kind of underrated or underrespected by the younger generations? And with that, we kind of had a specific story in mind of when you dropped 63 points in 33 minutes to get that scoring title. So we were wondering if you could talk about that a little bit.
Well, I mean, I don't, young guy, you ain't gonna know me if you don't research me. Most people don't research. So, that's why. I mean, that's for knowledge. Who's trying to get knowledge? Most of these kids today, man, they got a pocket full of money. They try to figure out how to spend it. What a guy like me would tell them, man, how much you make, how much you learn how to keep. You're going to have some when you're through. That's the message I give them. I think that's greater than, what I've done. Me getting that 63 in 33 minutes is something special. I mean, because it's under the situation I had to get it. I led the league scoring all the way to the last game, and then David Thompson ended up, scoring 73 and taking it over. you know. So for me, fortunately for me, I played that night. He played that afternoon, you know. So he played in Detroit too, man. He got 73 in Detroit, man. And so everybody started calling me, man, that brother got 73, man. You need 59. I say, okay. You know, and I was in a great situation, man. Again, man, everything to me about relationship, man. So my coach, Doug Moe, who I had a great relationship with, and my teammates, you know, we went over the locker room, and I was in New Orleans. We went over the locker room, and they say, man, coach say, man, David got 73, man. They fed him the ball and stuff, man. Got 73, man. Take the lead, scoring lead from George, man, from Ice. And he said, man, let's get it back. And all my guys say, okay. You know, so, hey, man, I went to work, you know. Missed my first 6 shots. There y'all missed my first 6. Call time out.
Yeah.
I said, oh, man, don't worry about it, man. Hey, you know, I need 59. You know, so I know I need 59. So my guys motivated me. Oh, come on, Ice. Come on, man. Come on, man. Forget that. And, you know, I was really hoping they would say that, you know. I mean, and then they threw me back out there, Mike. They threw me back out there. Uh-oh. I hit my first one. Got 20 that quarter. Ooh. Second quarter, uh-oh. That brother rolling. Got 33. I need 59. So, you know, so I had, you know, I mean, I already know I had it then. You know, I had 53 at half. And I took another 15 shots, man. I was just, you know, BSing then. I know I'm there. You know, and ended up getting 63 points in 33 minutes, man. Won my first scoring title. You know.
How many do you think you could have got if you had played that?
You know, I mean, that's hindsight, man. You know, I ain't never really got caught up in hindsight. But, you know, since you asked me, you know, I started, you think about it, man. You think about
that's another 30 ball.
Kobe. Yeah. You know, you think about Kobe, he got 80. See, but again, that wasn't my point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, because, you know, it's a perfect lead in. Man, you only played 33 minutes, just 48 minutes into a game. So you had another, how many minutes left? 38, and I played 33.
15.
I had 15 more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it only took me 33 to get 63. So do your own addition. If I'm rolling.
Point. That's another 30 ball.
There you go. You know, I mean. 40. So, you know, I mean, again, I say it's hindsight, man, and, you know, I hate it, you know, that you do that hindsight, because you got to do what you do when you got a chance to do it, you know, and, or you'll have this, you know, and that's,
that what if.
Yeah, man, I ain't in a what if. What was I supposed to do? I was supposed to get 59 to get the first scoring title. I got 63 in 33 minutes, you know, and it wasn't no 3-point line. You know, when Klay Thompson broke my record, he got 27 points of threes. So they called me up and say, Ice, man, Klay broke your record. He ain't break my record, because it wasn't no 3-point shot when I got mine. So I think y'all ought to put an asterisk behind it. They hung up on me.
Ooh, that's a bar. That's a fact, though. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so don't bother me again. You know, hey, you know, I mean, that was for me. You know, man, I was something special. Pete Maravich was on the sideline rooting me on. He was with New Orleans at that time. Yeah, again, everybody needs somebody. Now I got another artist on the sideline motivating another artist, which was me, to throw down. Come on, man. You know, I mean, what could be greater than that, man? You know, I just don't see it, man. So, you know, Clay saw me in New York that year. And he said, man, I ain't break your record. I said, young fellow, what you did was special because I don't think he missed. I say, so don't get it caught up, man. Don't go by that narrative that they talking about. I know you didn't break it. And I went off laughing, man, because that's all it was a laughing matter. Didn't matter to me. I had it for 30-some years. You know? So I know, man, come on, man. How you get caught up in, you know? I did a big story on it, man, you know, and the guy that did the story for me, man, did it right. You know, he could have been one of them guys say, oh man, old man jealous and all that. He didn't play it like that. He really took the right narrative to how I was presenting it to him, you know, and it showed no bias, man. Come on, man. I told you, man, I'm confident about what I did, man. It's history. It's his story.
When that Iceman special is set to release?
Probably playoffs.
Okay. Okay.
Probably playoffs, man. It should be interesting, man. I got some great guys on there, man, that I played against, and you know, I ain't even named it yet. You know, my wife and my kids on it. You know, and you know, and you know, David, you always say, you know, well, what I'm gonna say? Say you. You know, I mean, and to me, man, that's the most important part. You know, I mean, to go through a career with my family, and kids growing up, and my wife. You know, I've been married 45 years. You know, I mean, so yeah, man. I mean, it ain't been easy. She wanted, you know.
A few times, countless times. I already know.
Oh yeah, man. You know, I mean, they say, you know what the secret is to it? It's being forgivers of each other. That's kind of deep, ain't it?
Yeah.
Because we're all imperfect. You know, I mean, so I'm very fortunate, man, to, you know, to understand that. You know, cause that man look in the mirror, man, which one of us perfect? Oh, it ain't that guy in the mirror.
Definitely.
For sure. You know, so hey man, we live and learn, man. We're here to help each other become better men. One of my main goals, man, is our responsibility as older men is to teach younger men to be better men. I live by it.
Agree, absolutely.
Live by it, man.
So with this recent incident that happened, right, with Carmelo, how was your era different in regards of fan interaction with players?
Hey man, it's funny to me, man. I be saying, wow, man, you work for $100 million, man. And you let a guy, man, just come in off his job, man, making $15 an hour, irritate you. Okay. They used to holler at me all the time. Girl, you ain't this, you ain't that, you ain't this. You know what I did? I ignored them. I ain't gonna give you the pleasure to let you know I hear you, to become part of this game, buddy. It bothers me, man, that these guys can be so sensitive to these people in the stands. You don't touch me, you're all right with me. You touch me, I'm gonna knock you out. But you can say what you want to say to me because I don't hear you. You know, it bothers me, man, that these young guys, man, are so sensitive, man, what these people say in the stands, man. It really bothers me, man. You know, you ain't a part of the game unless I make you a part. That's how I look at it.
But it's very true because, like, if you do decide to interact, then yeah, you are feeding onto that energy and allowing that energy to creep into the game. Versus, be too big to respond to that because you are.
That makes sense. Man, I used to have a guy, man, every time I played in Washington, sit behind the bench and just rattle on me. I ain't up paying no attention.
I mean, and they was probably saying some
Oh,
real bullshit
man,
back in the
it's
70s and
scary.
the 80s for sure.
Scary.
For sure.
This is how I won. I never said nothing back to him. He was sounding so stupid that the people around him started saying, "Shut up."
Mhm.
See, so I won.
Yeah.
I won, by not responding. Because I'm going to get 40 on you no matter what you say. But I ain't going to say nothing to you. I don't hear you. I mean, that's another lesson to them young brothers, man. Come on, man. You carrying a wheelbarrow. You carrying a wheelbarrow full of money to the bank, and that guy there, man, he could barely buy a beer, and you letting him irritate you.
They reading every comment, so they hearing every word being said. So, man, it's just a different day and time,
It is, man. I mean, a lot of our guys are sensitive, man, and let everything get to them. Come on, man. You in a place, man, where they have dreams to be. So that just goes to show you, man. Do money really make you happy? You know what I'm saying, man? Come on, man. How many of us ain't got nothing, man? And this guy got hundreds of millions, man, and he let a peon bother. To me, touch me, you probably done. Say what you want to say to me in that kind of setting. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, man. You paid your ticket, you go ahead and say, if I pay attention to you, then you win. I ain't gonna let you beat me, man.
What would you say was the most important part of staying dominant as you did for so long, with the 12 All-Star nods in a row, 4-time scoring champion? Like what was that most important factor you would say to help you stay at that level?
Preparation. I didn't mind practicing. I didn't mind working out. Matter of fact, I loved it because I knew it would help me. I always look at it like this. Somebody else working just as hard as I am. So if I don't work, they're working more than I am. So they got the advantage. But if I keep doing what I'm supposed to do, they still got to catch up. That's what motivated me.
That's that love versus being in love, huh?
There you go. Man, it always come back to that. I got a 400-500 every day. Every day. Come on, you ain't gonna shoot 50-some%, man, of a career, not getting them up. That don't work.
For sure.
Put in the work, man. You put in the work. Man. It's simple. Anything that you in love with, you put in the work to make it better for you.
Mm-hmm.
Anything. It works for anything. I mean? So I ain't got to do it, ball.
Get out.
Yeah, man. There you go, man. So, I think you too, you'd be more satisfied, even if it don't turn out maybe to like you want.
Mm-hmm.
But you put in it to do your best.
Yeah.
So sometimes, we just ain't got control how the end come out.
Yeah.
I sure thought we can beat LA, man. And I got artists and Mike Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I just knew we can beat them guys, man. Just never happened.
And then just piggybacking off that one thing which you were saying, like just looking in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Once you know that you prepared yourself and you put your all in, you can look in that mirror and be, you know what I'm saying, content.
Be comfortable with what you see.
For sure.
That's the beauty of it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no shortcuts, man. You start taking shortcuts, man, you're going to fall short. Ain't no shortcuts, man, to success, man. I mean, 99.9 of the successful people will tell you, man, what they did to be successful. And I ain't talking about the ones that inherit it. I'm talking about the ones that work to get it, make it happen.
So Iceman,
y'all do this, what, every week?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good for y'all, man.
We just got a few more questions, Ice, for you. being a part of the Spurs community and being around so many greats, what is it like being able to build relationships with some of the great people that you have friendships with?
Good, man. I'm a friendship kind of guy, man. You know, I'm a relationship kind of guy, man. So, you know, I've been here, San Antonio with Spurs, man. You know, again, 40-some years, and I saw David Robinson era. You know, I saw Tim's era. You know, and now I see this new era. Don't have a, you know what we call it. They don't have a franchise guy. You know, they rebuilding. You know, so I saw the championships, and you know, I got a great relationship with Pop. You know, with Tim and David. You know, I don't hang out with them. You know, I don't go dinner with them, and I mean, you know, I'm older. I mean, we got different interests. You know, but we respect one another. You know, and
the new kid Murray though,
I was just about to say he slept on.
Yeah, Murray.
Yeah, he's showing some signs of being a real deal factor out here.
You know, I went to the game a month ago, and the reason why I could tell he's in love with it, because he came over and hollered at me.
Ooh.
You know what I mean. So yeah, so for a young man to recognize, you know, to humble himself, look at me in my eyes and shake my hand and show me that love, told me a lot about him. You know, so, you know, for me, that's special. You know, I mean, he in love with the game. And he is going to be something. Boy, he played last night, boy. He was shooting that thing. I was saying, wow, look at that young fella. You know, my wife always, oh, yeah, he kind of look like you. I said, honey, he ain't as handsome as your husband. But I love our relationship here, man. You know, I started my programs here. You know, I got charter school. I had for 25 years, K-12. You know, we're A school, you know, graduated a lot of kids. I have one in Phoenix. I'm in education. You know, so I have programs for, you know, drug rehab. I have programs for teenage pregnant girls. You know, have a home for runaways. You know, I build retirement homes for low income. You know, so I'm, you know, my 30 years with my program, we probably brought into San Antonio 350 million for services, education, housing. You know, that's kind of like what I do. You know, my sister is my CEO, and she's brilliant. And when it comes to creating programs, I tell her what I want, and boom. You know, so I probably brought in more money than anybody in San Antonio last 30 years, probably besides Goodwill.
Wow, that's awesome.
So,
that's,
you know,
really good.
That's more legendary. That's more legendary than the finger roll.
Yeah, everybody don't know that. You got research.
No.
You know,
no, you
you got research, man. I mean, I've been doing that 25, 30 years, man. I mean, but you know, I ain't, you know, I don't advertise.
For sure.
You know why? Because I ain't doing it for that.
Yeah, you're doing
I'm doing it for the services, man. We create service, man. You know, before the pandemic, man, we had 239 employees. You know, and we probably about a $17 million budget a year. You know, all services now. You know, all federal and state money.
For sure.
You know, I ain't, you know, I ain't making a lot of money. That ain't what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but
you changing the experience of the next person in life who's less fortunate, and that goes a
long way.
Man, that's gonna live longer than your kids.
Yeah, man. I got one. We just built one called the George Gervin Retirement Home, and it's for real low income people and handicapped.
Yeah.
So I went to the grand opening, and one of the guys said, Mr. Gervin, man. He'd say, man, I'm going to die in here. I said, man, what do you mean? He said, I ain't had no place to live, man. I ain't leaving till I die. It bring you to tears. He said, I ain't had no place to live. You know, he said, I make $12,000 a year, man. Where I'm going to live? He said, you created this. You know, so to me, come on, man. What's going to be greater than changing somebody's lives, man, for the better? I don't know much, man. That ball, man, that's secondary to me. I already done that. You know, I mean, now to have a positive impact on somebody's life, man, come on, man. You know, what can be greater than that? I don't know nothing. You know, I don't know nothing, man. I mean, so that's what my documentary really all about, Mike. It's my philanthropy work. You know what I'm saying? People don't know this.
That's the highest, you know what I'm saying, gift that you can give, you know, and being a humanitarian.
Humanitarian, man. You know, this, man, I tell you, my sister now, she became a state rep. You know, so she's a state rep here in Texas, you know. So, you know, she down there in Austin, where all the money at.
Yeah, I need to holler at you once we get wrapped things up. You feel me?
She know how to put them on, man. She know how to create these programs, man. You know, it's a lot. Hey, it's a lot of money out there for programs. You just got to know how to get it.
For sure.
You got to write grants. You got to write grants. You know how to write them grants. She write grants to get 100 on them.
Yeah, that's why I say I need to holler at you, because I'm trying to do something in my community that's, you know, saying bigger than the game of basketball, bigger than a career. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of money out there, Mike.
Giving real hope.
A lot of money, man. I mean, it's, you know, and people just don't know it. It's a lot of money out there, you know, for programs. You know, you just got to know how to touch them. You know, you got to know how to, you know, write to get them. You know, and then make it work, man. You know, I got a board, you know, that look over everything, you know, to protect you, you know. So, hey, man, it's a lot of good things we can do, man, off this game we played, man, you know, and a lot of us want to. We just don't know where the resources are. You know, that's why we help each other, you know, find the resources, you know, to make somebody else's life better, man. You know, there's a lot of joy in it, man. A lot of joy, you know, in it, man. You know, to these kids, man, they graduated from my school, man. They graduate from school, go to college, graduate, and then bring their babies back to the school. You know, so
how did your role as a coach in the Big Three come about? And I mean, you kind of spoke on it a little bit earlier, but you know, what has your experience with that? How has that been for you?
It's fun, you know. Cube called me when he first started doing it. Matter of fact, I was working out, man, LA Fitness, man. I was getting in the car and being my high school coach, man. And Cube called me up and stuff. You know, he texted me, you know, to my, hey, Ice, this Ice Cube and stuff. And I said, oh, yeah. I said, okay, call me. And he called me up. Hey, you know, Ice, I'm ready to do this, man. I want you a part of it. You know, I said, okay. And he say, I'm going to try to start this up next year, man. I done called a few of y'all, and, you know, I just think it's a good platform to do this 3-on-3. You know, I said, okay, man. I said, okay, I'm with you. You know, so that's how I started, you know, and Q, everything he told me he was going to do, he did. He ain't let me down at all. I mean, I really like his vision and what he see. You know, he loved basketball, and he realized that it's the platform. You know, there's a lot of guys that want to retire, or, you know, a lot of guys that lost opportunities and didn't get it. And he felt that this platform would give him another stage. And it proved to be, you know, we have some opportunities that these guys that play in this league can take advantage of, and put you back out there where you can utilize the stage that you're on to obviously make a little money, and some may be fortunate enough to continue playing somewhere else. So I really enjoy it, man. I enjoyed being around the guys. I would hope in the future that a lot of the guys realize this opportunity, man, and take better care of themselves, and respect the league so it can keep going for kids, other guys to come and have the opportunity. We're in a good place. This thing can continue to grow, man, to the point to where I think a bigger league abide. That's how good it is. So these guys, we want them to realize, man, they can be a part of this foundation, man, of something great, and it's so I really enjoy doing it. But that's how I feel about the Big Three, man. And I ain't know nothing about you, Mike Taylor, before this, because I don't really dig into the league when I left.
Oh.
But it's with yourself. I mean, you're a special guy. You're in love with the game. Your ability is scary. Your attitude towards the game is unbelievable. Glad I had a chance to meet you, and to, I ain't gonna say coach you, just help you, understand where you're at, and try to keep you focused there, because some great opportunities can come from you, man, just because you being in love with it, so the ball again is secondary, it's the other things in life that you can be just as satisfied by becoming successful in this, so
Likewise, it's been a pleasure to be, just, I was a student of the game, saying? So before it was a Michael Jordan, I was like, into the Iceman and into, Dr. J and, Wilt Magic and all of that, So to actually be able to shake you guys' hands and ride on the bus, and me, I'm asking a million questions every bus ride, every every time I'm in your presence, I'm asking a million questions just to absorb that experience, that knowledge, that wisdom, and man, it's definitely been a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to it. Coming back off this injury, I'm feeling good. Just ready to get back out there. We got this part of our show. We got some segments that we kind of like break down some things to where we got a few like rapid fire questions, and then we got some theories that we like to give you to kind of go about it, and then Craig gonna end it with his segment. So Jordan, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. This is the rapid fire one. We call it Give a Dog a Bone. Bunch of easy questions just to kind of wrap off, pick your brain a little bit. We'll start off. This is the Underdogs podcast. We want to know what your favorite dog breed is.
My favorite dog breed is Doberman Pincher.
All right. Favorite musical artist?
Miles Davis.
Favorite shoe to play basketball in?
Nike.
Favorite pair of Jordans?
11s.
Hardest player to guard?
Wow. Hardest player to guard. Wow.
You ain't play no D. Did you play defense, Ash?
They didn't pay me. They didn't pay me to guard nobody, man.
Okay. Who was the best defender versus you? But obviously now we know no one's stopping you anyway. So who was the person that would slow you down the most?
Dennis Johnson.
Dennis Johnson. He did say that.
Yeah.
Least favorite city or stadium to play in?
Least? Wow. Back then it was the Cavs Center, Cleveland.
Okay.
Awful.
Favorite movie?
Wow, man, my favorite movie. Let me see, man. Jaws.
Okay. Favorite current player?
KD,
Favorite all-time player.
Kareem.
It's going to do it for the Give a Dog a Bone segment. I'm going to pass over to Mike for the microwave or oven theory.
All right. So I got this little thing. We kind of talked about it a little bit earlier in the show, where it's like the microwave or the oven. The new generation. They putting everything in the microwave. They just want it right now. You know what I'm saying? I come from a little bit of the older era, still from that cloth, to where I like my stuff to be oven. I like to be, you know what I'm saying, that process, that slow burn process. So I got a few theories or a few verses that I want to put out there for you. Would you rather have MJ's mentality or Steph Curry's long range?
MJ's mentality.
Sure. Would you go with your finger roll or Kareem Skyhook?
Kareem Skyhook.
LeBron James build, like his thighs, versus Gary Payton's defense.
Brian Bill.
For sure. Yeah, that pretty much wrap it up for my section. Appreciate you.
You know it.
All right, Iceman, this segment is called Overpaid or Underrated. And we've already talked about it. I mean, you talked about it earlier, but I still got to get your opinion on it. All right, so would you rather have the exact career you had or cut your accolades in half to win 3 championships?
Career I had.
And I already know, because we already talked about it. Very prideful, and you had G, and you beating all the champions. So that was on this edition of Underpaid or Underrated. So thanks for that, Iceman.
All right.
I appreciate you, brothers.
We'll move on to the final question. We wrap this every episode up with this question. You're probably the best person I think ever asked this question to, because just of all the history you've been through, the stories you have. We want to know, what is the biggest lesson you've learned throughout your entire journey?
The thing I learned, man, is treat people like you want to be treated, and you more than likely won't have very many issues. Relationships mean the world to me, and I think understanding how valuable they are in your life, the quicker you understand that, the better off you'll be.
It's deep. It's awesome.
I got another question that I just wanted to throw in there, since it is, Black History Month. I wanted to know.
Hey, man. Y'all
John,
brothers, man, be smooth, man. I gotta run.
Nah,
okay.
I appreciate you, Ice. You definitely one of the people that embodies this underdog story that we telling here with this pod. So, what I'm saying? We appreciate your time, appreciate your knowledge, appreciate the experience and all the wisdom that you dropped on us. You know what I'm saying? Look forward to seeing you. They dropped that date, June 18th. You know what I'm saying? So,
yes, sir.
Go work, baby.
Yeah,
Go to work,
sir.
baby.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Y'all, much love to y'all, okay?
Much love to you too.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Love,
All right,
Ice.
all right, Ice out.
What was the Negro Leagues like? Were you a fan of, baseball growing up? And what did that do around that time frame? Like, what did that do for the sports, for the athlete, to kind of see like the Negro Leagues?
Well, yeah, I didn't know very much about the Negro League. It was a little bit before me. I met some of the players that played in it, Satchel, Page, and some of them guys. Matter of fact, a couple of guys that lived here in San Antonio. Obviously didn't get the props that they deserve, but they still are part of our history. Just to know the struggle, that Black folks had back in the day when foolish people did foolish things to, curtail another man's, future. So I'm proud that they took the stand. You know, they love the game like we did, in love with the game like we did, still played it, just to get that recognition, man. But I think as time goes and the more we research and find out some of the things they went through, that we'll appreciate them more and, you know, celebrate them a different kind of way.